Have you ever noticed how someone can greet the whole room like it's a playground? But the moment one particular person appears, it suddenly feels like the world goes quieter. Chen Zheyuan does this in a way that fans can't stop talking about. And once you spot it, you genuinely can't unsee it. With friends, Chen Zheyuan moves like someone who belongs anywhere. His greetings feel spontaneous, almost weightless. A quick smile, a relaxed wave, the kind of energy that says, "We're fine here, let's enjoy the moment." It is the social version of him, open, easy, and playful. But when Li Qin enters the frame, the same person seems to step into a quieter register. He does not switch personalities, he refines one. His posture steadies, his movements soften, and his attention becomes less scattered. It reads not as calculation, but as care. The contrast suggests that Li Qin draws out a more considerate form of presence, the kind that listens before it speaks and notices before it acts. For many viewers, that is where the emotional pull begins. We recognize this shift from real life. We can be loud with the world, yet gentle with the one person whose comfort matters most. Whether it signals romance, deep respect, or a private bond, the message lands the same way. Around her, he seems to carry his warmth more carefully, as if he wants to protect it from being misunderstood or mishandled. Sometimes, the most revealing moment is not a gesture, but the fraction of time before a gesture. With friends, Chen's greetings flow forward without hesitation, like a familiar routine. With Li Qin, there is often a brief pause, so small you might miss it unless you're looking for it. Yet that pause can feel loaded, because it resembles a silent check-in. He seems to register her position, her mood, the space around her, and only then moves. It is a human habit many people show when they care. The instinct to orient yourself around someone else's comfort before you act. This is why audiences find it compelling. It is not theatrical, it is almost inconveniently subtle. A microsecond pause cannot be easily manufactured for the camera because it tends to happen before the person even realizes they are being watched. To the viewer, it reads as thoughtfulness without announcement. It also changes the atmosphere of the scene. Suddenly, the interaction feels less like a public exchange and more like something quietly personal. That is the power of timing. The pause becomes a small doorway into a larger question. Why does he slow down only for her? And why does that stillness feel more intimate than any dramatic statement could ever be? With friends, Chen's voice carries bright momentum. It is quick, friendly, and playful, like someone tossing light into the air to keep the mood buoyant. You can almost hear the comfort of familiarity. But with Li Qin, his tone often lowers, not in seriousness, but in softness. The speed slows. The edges become gentler. Even a simple greeting can sound as if it belongs to a smaller circle, a quieter room, a moment not meant to be competed for. This shift matters because voice is hard to control in the way posture can be controlled. People can decide to smile. They cannot always decide how tender they sound. Audiences respond to this because it mirrors how we speak when we do not want to disturb something delicate. There is a kind of respect in choosing calm over performance. It suggests he is not trying to win attention. He is trying to give it. That is why viewers interpret it as warmth with intention, an understated closeness that sits just beneath the words. It does not prove anything in an official sense, and it should not be framed as certainty. But emotionally, it feels honest. And honesty, especially when quiet, is exactly what keeps people listening. What fans often notice is not what Chen does, but what he prevents from happening. With friends, he occupies space casually, as most people do when they feel at ease, standing wherever, moving freely, letting the scene arrange itself. With Li Qin, his relationship with space can look different. He appears more aware of distances, angles, and pathways. He might shift slightly to make room, adjust his position to avoid crowding, or ensure she can pass without being jostled. These are not grand acts. They are small, practical choices that communicate consideration. In everyday life, we call this good manners. In an environment as busy as a set or public appearance, it becomes something more, a steady form of care that does not demand praise. Viewers read it as protective because it feels quietly prioritizing. He is not centering himself. He is making the environment easier for her to navigate. The emotional impact comes from how unspoken it is. He does not need to announce it, and she does not need to ask for it. That mutual understanding is what gives the moment depth. It suggests a bond built not on dramatic gestures, but on repeated, reliable attentiveness, care that feels normal to them and therefore striking to everyone watching. There is a particular kind of detail that audiences trust most, the involuntary one. Chen can be engaged elsewhere, speaking to someone, responding to a group, moving through a busy moment, and yet his attention sometimes leaks towards Li Qin. A brief look that stays a heartbeat longer, a smile that arrives before he seems to realize it, a subtle softening when she laughs, even when he is not the person she is talking to. These are the moments viewers replay, not because they are dramatic, but because they feel unplanned. In storytelling terms, they function like the truth slipping through the cracks of the performance. The camera catches what the script did not request. That is why the audience finds it emotionally persuasive. It resembles a familiar experience. When you like someone, your awareness of them becomes automatic. It is not obsession, it is reflex. The attention leak suggests that she has a special gravity in his emotional landscape. Again, it cannot be used to claim a specific relationship with certainty, but it can explain why people feel moved. We are wired to read patterns of care, and involuntary attention is one of the strongest patterns we recognize. It tells the viewer, quietly but insistently, that something about her presence matters to him in a way that is difficult to hide. If you enjoyed this kind of gentle, detail-based storytelling, make sure you subscribe to LVT-SHOWBIZ and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next update. Thank you for watching, and as always, let's keep the conversation respectful, positive, and focused on the warmth we can see on screen. See you in the next video.